Welcome back to Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. I'm Nye.
No, I'm Nye.
No,
I'm crunching loudly.
That's quite me. It's me. Thank you. Evening, Nilp. I completely forgot that they use your account name in the game. I need something to replace my normal Nye.
Nilp.
Nilp. It's supposed to be Nye LP actually, but.
Gesundheit.
Yep.
Notice how his beard doesn't quite line up with the rest of his face.
Yep. I think it's actually a plant that's been latched onto his face.
It's a guardian tribble.
Yeah. You can be A-O good. I might have to use that.
Oh, hey, we forgot to mention something important about most of those little shrooms. You'll have to show. We'll show it off in a moment because it's kind of something that they don't mention, but is kind of important. When you put down a shroom, and we'll see that in a moment, I think. Hopefully, it's kind of dinky. Mm-hmm. Shrooms don't do all that much damage off the top of their off the start, but also
you're talking about the puff shroom, right?
Yeah. Most shrooms, if I remember correctly, do this. They take a couple seconds to grow. Like they'll still work. No.
You're thinking specifically the Sun-shrooms.
Okay, I'm getting it mixed up.
Yeah, it's Sun-shrooms in particular are like that. All the rest of the shrooms don't do that. The nice thing about puff shrooms, and one of the reasons that they're so good, is that they are absolutely free. You can place down as many as you want, and they have extraordinarily low cooldown time. You just throw them at enemies, and you just kind of forget that they exist. You put as many as you can on the battlefield, and you dig them up when you no longer need them.
To paraphrase a thing, I am an ablative mushroom. My life is very boring, then very exciting, then over.
Pretty much. Now, the problem with nighttime is that, as Crazy Dave was saying, we don't get sun. We only get sun from specifically sunflowers. So, nighttime's a lot slower, but because of that, mushrooms cost a lot less than typical things. But you can't use them during the day because mushrooms have to actually be woken up by way of a coffee bean, which costs. And then, once again, you're using multiple plants to take care of one problem. Also, new zombie type. It's Zombie Dad.
He moves fairly...
Go ahead, Mako.
He moves fairly slowly right up until you break his newspaper, at which point he gets really cheesed off at you and goes really quickly. Then he falls over dead.
I don't blame him. He was reading the funnies.
Is he really known as Zombie Dad?
That's the name I'm giving him, and I'm sticking to it.
I've always taken him as a, well, look at it like this. He's only wearing his boxers...
Dad.
And he's reading the newspaper.
Also Dad.
Yeah.
He's a walking dad joke.
No. He was taking a poop.
Sure.
And then he died.
We'll go with that.
And got brought back as the undead.
I'm going with Zombie Dad. Now, part of that is because of this one, I think it was a, I want to say it was an Eggo commercial I saw or something. Everybody in the family rushes to get to the table so they can eat their Eggos. The girl still has shampoo in her hair, and the dad's in his boxers.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Yeah, soon we'll actually have plants that will make this move a little bit faster. It won't be quite a slow start as I have now. Oh, also, worth noting, at night, there are graves on the ground, and zombies can spawn from them.
According to the wiki, Newspaper Zombie was this close to finishing his Sudoku puzzle. No wonder he's freaking out.
I really doubt it. Ah, there's our Sun-shroom.
No, seriously, that's the official.
I know that's okay. I know. I was joking. So here it is. So it starts. It's only 25, so it's half the price of a sunflower, and it'll eventually grow, as Mako said. So we'll see that this episode. Also, we're getting money. We've gained 310 coins so far. He'll sell something nice at 750.
And I will be right back because I'm needed for some stuff in RL. Carry on without me, friends.
And I was going to do that anyways, but sure.
He asked so nicely.
Yeah, yeah. So the nice thing I like about Sun-shrooms is that they're really cheap, and they, again, have really quick cooldown times, so you can just drop them and forget them. The thing about them, though, is that they don't, when they're small, they don't give as much sun. They only give 10 when they're, or sorry, 15 when they're small, as opposed to the normal 25. So it takes a little bit longer to actually get them set up. But they give you a much faster build option. But, as I said, you know, can't really use them during daytime, so they're not worth thinking about for that. Also kind of obnoxious, because as you're placing them, you know, you're dealing with this whole, oh crap, I only have 35 instead of 50 like I was expecting to have. That would have gotten me started. It ends up evening out after a while, though. Okay. Let's drop our growing puff shroom army. That's... It's totally like mushrooms. They grow really, really fast. Did you ever have mushrooms around your house, Mego?
No, that's not something that happens around where I am, really.
I'm talking like the real-life variant.
Again, that's not something that really happens around here.
Up in Colorado, there was a specific type of mushroom that we'd always see in the woods. It was this big, bulbous white thing. And, if you stomped on it, it would actually explode in a cloud of spores. And it always entertained us every time we did it. I don't know why it was so entertaining. I couldn't tell you, honestly. But, it was. Right now, I could replace the sun-shrooms with sunflowers, but it seems like a waste at this point.
Right. Also, of note, the sun-shrooms take a little while to grow. They're still pretty small. But while they're small, they also generate less sun. Not like it's 15 a pop rather than 25.
Yep.
But, you know, they're cheap, they're fast, they're easy.
I did mention that.
Yeah.
Get some more gold, coins, whatever you want to call it.
Cash.
Yeah, there you go.
Filthy lucre.
Lucre,
whatever.
What I'm trying to figure out is how was he doing Sudoku upside down? He wasn't upside down. The newspaper was upside down.
Hey, some guys like a little extra complication.
It's Sudoku. You want more complication than that?
I didn't say it was smart.
I mean, he is a zombie, but...
Mm-hmm.
You want more? You want more complicated?
You know, that sounds suspiciously brainsist.
I mean, he is going after brain food. I'm not going to apologize for that. Okay, our sun-shrooms are gradually building up. But we're good. I mean, these early levels, anything before Chapter 4, really, doesn't ever concern me. They really don't. I mean, there's nothing concerning before Chapter 4. This guy concerns me a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm no longer concerned. It was just the one lane that had neither walnut nor Snoopy. I have since rectified this issue. Yeah. See, there goes his hat.
Coin.
Oh, thank you. Wasn't even paying attention to any side of that.
If you don't grab the coins, they tend to vanish, unfortunately, so...
Yep. It's kind of obnoxious. Okay. Oh no, it's a pissed off dad. I don't know, there's just something about those guys that makes me think dad, and it has nothing to do with mine. My dad was a doctor, he didn't wear business suits.
Because if he did, they'd be covered in blood!
Yeah! That's absolutely true.
I was gonna say, I mean, Technically, my dad has a doctorate, but he wears suits. But that's not what he was supposed
not
to
that
start.
type of doctor.
Yeah.
I didn't think I had to specify that, but apparently I did. My dad being a doctor is probably also the source of my terrible handwriting.
Oh god, what? You're telling me that's hereditary now?
Apparently.
Now that's scary.
He tried so hard to get me to learn cursive well, too, and it just never happened.
And what's my excuse?
Well, you're you.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Fair enough. My handwriting looks like chicken scratch from some sort of disease that makes handwriting horrible and is applicable to chickens.
Yeah, there you go. I was curious if you were going to bring that home okay, and I'm glad... I'm excited to say that, yes, you did. Exactly the way I expected you to.
Coin.
What, were you expecting a Michael J. Fox joke? I'm far too classy for that.
I was expecting a joke, and, nope.
Now, we both know that that's a lie.
We had an anti-joke coming. Well, what I should have been expecting was an anti-joke.
Alright.
Yep.
My handwriting's shakier than Michael J. Fox and an 8.0 on the Richter scale. And now that half your viewers are utterly horrified and offended, you're regretting asking for an actual joke.
No, that's about what I was expecting.
Ah, yes, the Fume-shroom.
Mm-hmm. Another very situational one. Like, extremely situational.
It's designed to work against a very specific enemy.
As I said, situational.
It's also designed to work in concert with other things.
Yeah.
Because its damage is abnormally high.
The problem with the Fume-shroom is not that it's situational or anything like that. It's layouts like this. Right now, I have no way to get rid of those graves. And because of that, I can't really build an effective Fume-shroom defense. Specifically, that one and that one are causing problems. I mean, it'll be fine. But by the time the zombie in question shows up, I'll have stuff in place. So we're good.
Speaking of zombies and things that have nothing to do with them, you should Let's Play Rock of Ages.
I've been tempted, it's just, there's only... Like, that's a commentary Let's Play. The fun of watching that is more on what you say than what you do. So it's less of a Let's Play and more of a Let's Talk. We've been making a lot of Monty Python references. And that would be about the end of what we'd be doing, honestly, knowing us.
Reminded of a thing I saw a while back. Best cosplay I'd ever seen.
A giant walking foot that jumps on people?
No. This guy, due to some reason that I don't know, happened to have no arms or legs. I don't know if it was an accident or an injury or just born like that, but...
Was his name Bob or Matt?
No.
Okay.
You're horrible. But he went to a convention dressed up as the Black Knight.
I think
that's amazing.
I think I saw
that is amazing.
A screenshot of that, like picture someone took.
It's just... Way to bring it home, man.
Yeah.
That is glorious.
That is a really good one. So there is the screen door man. The guy that the Fume-shroom is specifically made for.
Because the screen door blocks a ton of damage, and more than the hats, I think.
Yeah.
But
unlike the hats, it has a very specific weakness, which is Fume-shroom.
Ladder also punches right through it. Or Fume-shroom punches right through Ladder.
Yeah.
There is one other thing that actually does quite well against them, but we won't see that for a few more levels at the very least.
As you may be noticing, viewers, that's the other effective part about those shrooms. While, yes, they only attack directly in front of them, every zombie up to, I think it's either 3 or 4 squares ahead, is completely taking damage every pulse.
Yep. But it
Whereas
is...
the repeaters only hit whatever's in front.
Yeah. It's effective, but once again, it's a mushroom. Like, unfortunately, that's what it comes down to for a lot of these plants, is they're mushrooms. And
That's
they're
the thing
just...
with mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushrooms are often more powerful than basic plants, but at the cost of being mushrooms.
Yep. And we're not being racist against mushrooms, don't even start.
You fungophobe.
Look, I
Shrooms?
acknowledge that there's fungus among us, but I don't have to be happy about it.
You better button your lip.
I mean, you knew I was going to have to make that joke at some point.
That's all I got.
I knew you had to make the joke, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I had to stand by and let it happen.
But you did. That's exactly what happened. You stood by and let it happen. Okay. And the last guy is going to be dropping here any second now. There we go. Ah, and there's our Grave Eater. Awesome. Okay, well that marks the Grave Buster showing up, so now we can actually remove graves, which, believe me, I'll be doing a lot of that. And on top of that, it also marks the end of this episode, so folks, we will see you next time.
Later, viewers. And I really mean it about the zucchini.
He really, really does. Ta-ta.
Also, I have cereal. Yum.